Hey folks, this is Richard Ricky Garcia, and as part of our effort for the Ryders Making a Difference campaign, I thought it'd be fun to reminisce, record, and share stories from our drum corps days. I'm joined here by one of my favorite people when I marched drum corps, Kevin Hopkins. He was a soloist in during the '82 corps that made finals, and he also has the distinction of having marched as far back as 1979, and specifically, he has a great story about the experience in Cleveland, Tennessee. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Kevin?
Sure. We went on an East Coast tour, kind of Eastern United States tour. And we went up through Pennsylvania, had some pretty decent shows there, and we ended up in Cleveland, Tennessee. And Cleveland was this country Appalachian mountain town. There was a little show there, and we were practicing, getting ready one night. We'd march the next night, and we ate our dinner, and the staff called us together. We called them GA, gather round.
Mhm.
And so we came in for a GA, and they said, okay, they're having a political rally in this gymnasium tonight. Everybody pack up your stuff and move it to that end of the gym. And we're going to go out into the football stands in the stadium. We're just not going to be present for this political rally. And so we were kids. We had a lot of questions. We weren't getting any answers, but they escorted us out to the football field where we practiced, and we kind of sat down in the stands, and we all just started to converse. And it got later, and a semi truck pulled up to the school, and we are like, why is there a semi here? And one of the staff members said, well, that's the paddy wagon. They're expecting a race riot here tonight. And so for people that are really unruly, they've brought this semi truck to haul them away. And we're like, is it safe? And they're like, well, nobody knows we're over here at the football field, so we're perfectly
So,
safe.
like a jail, basically,
Yeah,
a makeshift. Oh
exactly.
my God! Oh my God!
That was the jail truck. And so we sat there. It got dark. The stars, the moon came out. It was bedtime, and we could hear the rhetoric going on in the gym. We laid down in the stands and tried to get some sleep, laying on bleachers. Finally, it started to break up. We could hear all the voices, and it sounded fairly good natured. They didn't put anybody in the semi and haul them off, so it must have not turned into a riot. And they all went home, and we went back to the gym and took our showers and got in our sleeping bags, and they turned off the lights. It was probably midnight or shortly thereafter, about that time. So we're all sleepy. We went to sleep pretty quickly. And I'm laying there almost asleep, and I feel something scamper across my chest. And I sit up a little bit. I'm like, what is that? Frank Avery is just a couple of people away from me. And
I
he
remember
sits
that.
up and he's like, did something just run across you? I said, yeah. And then another one runs across my legs. And in the dim light of the lights they'd left on for security, it was a rat that was 10 or 11 inches long. It was this gigantic, small dog of a rat. And Avery sees it. He's like, oh my gosh, they're rats. And so there's this stir while the boys remark and the girls scream a little bit. We get settled down, and we lay down again, and we're like, oh, there's rats here. How do you sleep? Everybody puts their food and their snacks away that's been sitting right next to their sleeping bag, because that's probably what they're after. And we just get settled down. Now it's probably 1 in the morning. We just get settled down, and I had drifted off to sleep, but I was awakened by a sound that was like a freight train was about to pass by the school. And it got louder and it got louder. I thought, oh, we're by railroad tracks. And then the ground started to shake. And I thought, well, that's really close. And it shook a little harder. And I look up, Frank's sitting up, a few other people are sitting up, and the shaking stops and the noise passes. And we all just kind of shrugged our shoulders at each other and laid back down, went to sleep. We were exhausted. And the next morning we get on the bus to go wherever we're going. And George Tuthill has a copy of the local newspaper he just purchased, and he snaps it open, and the top headline says, 4.7 quake hits Cleveland. And we're like, there was an earthquake last night.
In Tennessee?
In Tennessee, where they never have earthquakes. So yeah, it was that was a weird night. It's like the forces all came together upon us.
I swear this is one of those stories where you can say like you don't believe it, but then when you think this happened in drum corps, oh okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Exactly.
that actually makes sense.
Exactly.
Oh, thanks a lot, Kevin.
You bet.